Welcome to the Arabian Traveler Poetry. This is your host, Mohammed Bader, aka the Arabian Traveler. Today's episode was inspired by a poem written by Nizar Aqabani entitled, "What Value Has the People Whose Tongue is Tied?" ما قيمة الشعب الذي ليس له لسان. This poem was written at a point in time where Arabs all over the world were frustrated with their leadership. However, that got me thinking about leadership in general. Very often, I feel tongue-tied, as many people, for one reason or another. Security, safety, you name it. I love this poem and I wanted to feature it. This episode is both in Arabic and in English. I'm also highlighting Harun Hashim Rashid, a Palestinian poet originally from Gaza. He passed in 2002 and was born in 1927. He wrote a poem called Palestinian, Fلسطيني, and as a Palestinian myself, it resonates so much with me. It also could resonate for any and every person who feels strange or estranged or robbed out of their dignity, homeland, freedom, or security. So, hope you enjoy it. This will be a bilingual message. This first poem is called فلسطيني, Palestinian, written by Harun Hashim Rashid. He was born in Gaza in 1927. He witnessed as a child British soldiers demolishing his and his neighbors' homes in reprisal against Palestinian rebels, an incident which left a deep mark on him as a poet. After obtaining higher teacher training diploma from Gaza College, he worked as a teacher until 1954. He then became director of South Al-Arab Broadcasting Station in the district of Gaza, and following the fall of Gaza to the Israelis in 1967. He was harassed by the Israeli occupation forces and was eventually compelled to leave the region. He worked in Cairo as representative of Palestine at the League of Arab States and passed away in May 2002. His poetry is among those contemporary writings most committed to the Palestinian cause. He describes it in his simple, direct, balanced, and highly expressive verse. The plight of Palestinians uprooted from their homes, their inner torment, and the deep feelings of loss and alienation that they have known throughout the years. The appearance in 1954 of his first collection with the Strangers was a great event in the history of Palestine poetry, as he was perhaps the first poet to address himself to the question of the physical and spiritual alienation of the Palestinians. During his life, Rashid issued nearly 20 poetry collections, including Strangers in 1954, The Return of Strangers in 1956, Gaza in the Line of Fire, and Until Our People Return, 1965, Ship of Wrath in 1968, and The Storm Journey in 1969. He also wrote 4 poetry plays in which he starred on the stage in Cairo. The Question, starring Karam Mutawa and Suhair al-Murshidi after the 1973 war. He wrote the play The Fall of Barlev and was presented on the National Theatre in Cairo in 1974, and the play Birds of Thorns. Rashid has also written a novel, Years of Suffering, 1971, and several studies on poetry and politics. Harun Hashim Rashid. فلسطيني. فلسطيني أنا اسمي فلسطيني، نقشت اسمي على كل الميادين بخط بارز يسمو على كل العناوين. حروف اسمي تلاصقني، تعايشني، تغذيني، تبث النار في روحي وتنبض في شراييني. هو اسمي، إنني أدري يعذبني ويشقيني، تطاردني عيونهم لأن اسمي فلسطيني، تطاردني، تلاحقني، تتابعني وتؤذيني لأن اسمي فلسطيني. كما شاءوا أضاعوني، أنا عشت الذي عشت، مجهول التلاوين، بما شاءوا من الألوان والألقاب أعطوني، وأبواب السجون على مصارعها تناديني، وفي كل مطارات الدنا اسمي عناويني. رياح الأفق تحملني وتنشرني وتطويني، فلسطيني تلاحقني، تعيش معي فلسطيني فلسطيني، وإذا قدري يلازمني ويحييني. فلسطيني وإن داسوا على اسمي وداسوني، فلسطيني وإن خافوا تعاليمي وخانوني، فلسطيني ولو أنهم في السوق باعوني، كما شاءوا بما شاءوا بآلاف الملايين. فلسطيني ولو حتى إلى الأعواد ساقوني، فلسطيني ولو حتى إلى الجدران شدوني، فلسطيني فلسطيني ولو للنار زفوني. أنا ماذا أكون أنا بلا اسمي فلسطيني، بلا وطن أعيش له وأحميه ويحميني؟ أنا ماذا أكون أنا؟ أجيبوني أجيبوني. The following is the poem in English, Palestinian, by Harun Hashim Rashid. Palestinian. Palestinian is my name. In a clear script, on all battlefields, I have inscribed my name, eclipsing all other titles. The letters of my name cling to me, live with me, nourish me, fill my soul with fire, and pulse through my veins. Palestinian. Such is my name, I know it torments me and grieves me. Their eyes hunt me, pursue me, wound me, for my name is Palestinian. And as they pleased, they have made me wonder. I have lived all my life without traits and features, and as they pleased, they gave me names and titles. Jails, with their gates flung wide, summon me, and in all the airports of the world are found my names and titles. The lying wind carries me, disperses me. Palestinian? The name pursues me, lives with me. Palestinian is my fate. Clinging to me, reviving me, Palestinian I am. Though they trample me and my name, Palestinian I am. Though they betray me and my cause, Palestinian I am. Though they sell me in the market for what they please, for thousands of millions, Palestinian I am. Though to the gallows they drive me, Palestinian I am. Though to the walls they bind me, Palestinian I am. Palestinian I am. Though to the flames they cast me, what am I? Without my name, Palestinian, without a homeland to live for, to protect, and be protected by, what am I? Answer me. Answer me. The following poem is written by Nizar Aqabani. For more information on Nizar Aqabani, I did an episode on him. You may refer to it. As I mentioned before, he was born in Damascus in 1923, and he was an amazing poet. This poem is called in Arabic ما قيمة الشعب الذي ليس له لسان, and in English it means basically, what is the value of the people whose tongue is tied? What value has the people whose tongue is tied? Again, I'll read it in Arabic first, and then I'll do the English later. أنا لكم يا أصدقائي اللغة القديمة والكتب القديمة. أنا لكم يا أصدقائي اللغة القديمة والكتب القديمة. أنا لكم كلامنا المثقوب كالأحذية القديمة ومفردات الصهر والهجاء والشتيمة. أنعى لكم نهاية الفكر الذي قاد إلى الهزيمة. مالحة في فمنا القصائد، مالحة ضفائر النساء والليل والأستار والمقاعد، مالحة أمامنا الأشياء. يا وطني الحزين، حولتني بلحظة من شاعر يكتب شعر الحب والحنين للشاعر يكتب بالسكين، لأن ما نحسه أكبر من أوراقنا، لا بد أن نخجل من أشعارنا. إذا خسرنا الحب لا غرابة، لأننا ندخلها بكل ما يملكه الشرقي من مواهب الخطابة، بالعنتريات التي ما قتلت دبابة، لأننا ندخلها بمنطق الطبلة والربابة. السر في مأساتنا صراخنا أضخم من أصواتنا، وسيفنا أطول من قاماتنا. خلاصة القضية توجز في عبارة: لقد لبسنا قشرة الحضارة والروح جاهلية. بالناي والمزمار لا يحدث انتصار، كلفنا ارتجالنا 50,000 خيمة جديدة. لا تلعنوا السماء، لا تلعنوا السماء إذا تخلت عنكم، لا تلعنوا الظروف، فالله يؤتي النصر من يشاء. لا تلعنوا السماء إذا تخلت عنكم، لا تلعنوا الظروف، فإن الله يؤتي النصر من يشاء، وليس حدادا لديكم يصنع السيوف. يوجعني أن أسمع الأنباء في الصباح، يوجعني أن أسمع النباح. ما دخل اليهود في حدودنا وإنما تربوا كالنمل من عيوبنا. 5000 سنة ونحن في السرداب، ذقوننا طويلة، نقودنا مجهولة، عيوننا موانئ الذباب. يا أصدقائي، جربوا أن تكسروا الأبواب، أن تغسلوا أفكاركم وتغسلوا الأثواب. يا أصدقائي، جربوا أن تقرأوا كتاب، أن تكتبوا كتاب، أن تزرعوا الحروف والرمان والأعناب، أن تبحروا إلى بلاد الثلج والضباب. فالناس يجهلونكم في خارج السرداب، الناس يحسبونكم نوعا من الذئاب. جلودنا ميتة الإحساس، أرواحنا تشكو من الإفلاس، أيامنا تدور بين الزار والشطرنج والنعاس. هل نحن خير أمة أخرجت للناس؟ كان بوسع نفطنا الدافق في الصحارى أن يستحيل خنجرا من لهب ونار. كان بوسع نفطنا الدافق في الصحاري أن يستحيل خنجرا من لهب ونار، لكنه وأخجله الأشراف من قريش، وخجلة الأحرار من أوس ومن نزار، يراق تحت أرجل الجواري. نركض في الشوارع ونحمل تحت أبطالنا الحبال، نمارس السحل بلا تبصر، نحطم الزجاج والأقفال، نشم كالضفادع، نمدح كالضفادع، نجعل من أقزامنا أبطالا، نجعل من أشرافنا أنذالا، نرتجل البطولة ارتجالا، نقعد في الجوامع تنابلا كسالا، نشطر الأبيات أو نؤلف الأمثال، ونشحذ النصر على عدونا من عنده تعالى. لو أحد يمنحني الأمان، لو كنت أستطيع أن أقابل السلطان، قلت له: يا سيد السلطان، كلابك المفترسات مزقت ردائي، ومخبروك دائما ورائي، عيونهم ورائي، أنوفهم ورائي، أقدامهم ورائي، كالقدر المحتوم كالقضاء. يستجوبون زوجتي ويكتبون عندهم أسماء أصدقائي يا حضرة السلطان، لأني اقتربت من أسوارك الصماء، لأنني حاولت أن أكشف عن حزني وعن بلائي، ضربت بالحذاء، أرغمني جندك أن آكل من حذائي. يا سيدي، يا سيد السلطان، لقد خسرت الحرب مرتين، لأن نصف شعبنا ليس له لسان. ما قيمة الشعب الذي ليس له لسان؟ يا حضرة السلطان، لأني اقتربت من أسوارك الصماء، لأني حاولت أن أكشف عن حزني وعن بلائي، ضربت بالحذاء. أرغمني جندك أن آكل من حذائي. يا سيدي، يا سيد السلطان، لقد خسرت الحرب مرتين، لأن نصف شعبنا ليس له لسان، لأن نصف شعبنا ليس له لسان. ما قيمة الشعب الذي ليس له لسان؟ لأن نصف شعبنا محاصر كالنمل والجرذان في داخل الجدران. لو أحد يمنحني الأمان من عسكر السلطان، قلت له: لقد خسرت الحرب مرتين، لأنك انفصلت عن قضية الإنسان. لو أننا لم ندفن الوحدة في التراب، لو لم نمزق جسمها الطري بالحراب، لو بقيت في داخل العيون والأهداب، لما استباحت لحمنا الكلاب. نريد جيلا غاضبا، نريد جيلا يفلح الآفاق وينكش التاريخ من جذوره وينكش الفكر من الأعماق. نريد جيلا قادما مختلف الملامح، لا يغفر الأخطاء، لا يسامح ولا ينحني، لا يعرف النفاق. نريد جيلا رائدا عملاق. يا أيها الأطفال، من المحيط للخليج أنتم سنابل الآمال، وأنتم الجيل الذي سيكسر الأغلال ويقتل الأفيون من رؤوسنا ويقتل الخيال. يا أيها الأطفال، أنتم بعد طيبون وطاهرون كالندى والثلج طاهرون. لا تقرأوا عن جيلنا المهزوم يا أطفال، فنحن خائبون، ونحن مثل قشرة البطيخ تافهون، ونحن منخرون كالنعال. لا تقرأوا أخبارنا، لا تقتنوا آثارنا، لا تقبلوا أفكارنا. فنحن جيل القيء والزهر والسعال، ونحن جيل الدجل والرقص على الحبال. يا أيها الأطفال، يا أيها الأطفال، يا مطر الربيع، يا سنابل الآمال، أنتم بذور الخصب في حياتنا العقيمة، وأنتم الجيل الذي سيهزم الهزيمة. What value has the people whose tongue is tied by Nizar Aqabani? I bring you news, oh my friends, that the old language is dead. So too the old books. Dead is our speech, full of holes like an old shoe. Our terms of obscenity, slander, and abuse. I bring you news that our way of thought, which led to the defeat, is dead and at an end. Bitter in the mouth are poems. Bitter are women's dresses. The night, curtains, chairs, objects stand bitter before us. Oh, my sorrowing fatherland. In a single moment you changed me, from a poet writing of love, longing, to a poet writing with a knife. What we feel is so much greater than these pages. We cannot but feel shame at our poems. If we have lost the war, it is not strange, for we entered it with all an Oriental's rhetorical gifts, with empathy, heroism that would not kill a fly. For we entered it with the logic of the drum and musical instruments. The secret of our tragedy is that our cries are stronger than our voices, and our swords taller than our stature. The essence of the matter summed up in a phrase. We have donned the husk of civilization, yet our soul remains primitive. With pipe and flute, no victory is won. We have paid for our love of improvisation with 50,000 new tens. Do not curse the heavens if they have abandoned you. Do not curse circumstance, for God grants victory to whom He wills, not to your blacksmith fashioning swords. It pains me to hear the morning news. It pains me to hear the dogs barking. The Zionists did not cross our borders, rather they crept in like ants through aperture of our faults. For 5,000 years we have been underground. Our beards are long, our names are unknown. Our eyes harbors for the flies. Oh, my friends, try to break down the doors, to cleanse your thoughts, your clothes. Oh, my friend, try to read a book, to write a book, to sow letters like grapes and pomegranates, to voyage to the land of snow and mist, for you are unknown. To those above ground you are thought to be some kind of a wolf. Our skins are numb, unfeeling, our souls lament their bankruptcy, our days pass in witchcraft, chess and slumber. Are we that best of all nations raised up for mankind? Our oil gushing forth in the desert might have been a dagger of a flame and fire. But oh shame of the nobles of Quraysh, oh shame of the valiant men of Aus and Nizar, it flowed away under your concubines' legs. We run through the streets carrying ropes and under our arms. Screaming without understanding, we break windows and locks, curse like frogs, praise like frogs, make heroes out of small people, make the noble among us vile, improvise heroism, sit lazy and listless in the mosques, composing verses and compiling proverbs, and begging victory over the foe from His Almighty's presence. If my safety were promised me, and I could meet the Sultan, I would say to him, "O Sultan, O my Lord, your hunting dogs have torn my cloak. Your spies pursue me without cease. Their eyes pursue me. Their noses, their feet, like destiny, like fate. They interrogate my wife. Write down the names of my friends. Oh Sultan, oh your Majesty, because I approached you. Oh Sultan, oh your Majesty, because I approached your deaf walls, hoping to reveal my sadness and my plight. I was beaten with my shoes. Your soldiers forced the shame upon me. O Sultan, O my Lord, you have lost the war twice. because half of our people has no tongue. And what value has the people whose tongue is tied? Because half of our people are imprisoned like ants and rats enclosed in walls. If I were promised safety from the soldiers of the Sultan, I would say to him, "You have lost the war twice, because you have abandoned the cause of man." If we had not buried our unity in the dust and not torn its fragile body with our spears, if it had stayed well guarded in our eyes, the dogs would not now be feasting on our flesh. We need an angry generation, a generation to plow the horizons, to pluck up history from its roots, to wrench up our thought from its foundations. We need a generation of different men that forgives no errors, is not forbearing, that flatters not, knows no hypocrisy. We need a whole generation of leaders, of giants. Oh, children. From Atlantic Ocean to the Arabian Gulf, you are our hope, like ears of corn. You are the generation that will break the fetters and will not kill the opium in our heads. Oh, children, from Atlantic Ocean to the Arabian Gulf, you are our hope, like ears of corn. You are the generation that will break the fetters and will kill the opium in our heads, will kill our illusions. Oh, children, you are still sound and pure like dew or snow. Do not follow our defeated generation, for we have failed, are worthless and banal as a melon rind, are rotten as a worn-out sandal. Do not read our history, do not trace our deeds, do not embrace our thoughts, for we are the generation of nausea, of syphilis, and consumption. We're the generation of deception and tightrope walking. Oh, children, oh, rain of spring, oh, sapling of hope, you are the fertile seeds in our barren life. You are the generation that will vanquish the defeat. Thank you for listening to the Arabian Traveler Poetry. This was an anthology of modern Arabic poetry مختارات من الشعر العربي الحديث. إلى اللقاء. Till we meet again.